Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Journeyman Football Manager with Zebu Nation. And you may notice something strange here. You may wonder, you may be asking yourself, where's all the black and yellow? Where are the Wolves? Well, we've lived up to our name. We finally lived up to the Journeyman name, and after several years with the Wolves, we've made the move to the Tottenham Hotspurs. That's right, one of the top clubs in the Premier League. They came calling. I mentioned this in a previous video that they were kind of flirting and giving interviews and stuff like that. Well, they finally came through with a big time contract, and we've made the move from the Wolves to the Hotspur, the Spurs, or just Spurs, not the Spurs, just Spurs. Anyway, I'll get used to that kind of stuff. But let's take a look at this team. Let's check them out. If you don't know who they are, they were founded in 1882. Tottenham Hotspur are a professional English club currently playing in the English Premier Division. Their performance last season saw them finish runners-up in the Premier Division. So last season, they finished runners-up, and this season their coach is out, fired mid-season. Brutal. So this is the kind of job we're walking into. They got no room for second place. They want championships. Anyway, the club play their home games at New White Hart Lane and possess state-of-the-art training facilities and youth facilities. The club's training ground is Hotspur Way. The Tottenham reserve team play at Broadhell Way. The youth team play at Hotspur Way. The club has excellent junior coaching and well-established youth recruitment network. Club is affectionately known as Spurs, not the Spurs, as I mentioned, affectionately known as Spurs, and retain a fierce rivalry with Arsenal and Chelsea. Now, having enjoyed their greatest spell of success during the 1960s, Spurs are undoubtedly one of the most successful clubs in England, boasting a proud tally of 31 competition wins. And as you can see up here at the top, they got plenty of trophies. 3 English Premier Division trophies, 1 European Cup, 1 Euro Cup, 8 FA Cups, and so on down the line with some smaller competitions. So this is a big time job. Let's run down the checklist. How about that? The first thing we do, take over a club, we of course run down the checklist, and most importantly, finances. Now, got some interesting things to look at here. This is a huge club, but they've only got $24 million in the bank. So there's something been going wrong here. Like at the Wolves, we had, between $50 and $70 million at the bank, thanks to my, judicious management of the funds. So the problem with this team right now is they're spending too much money and not getting enough production from that money. So we're going to have to change all of that. And I think you can see the biggest problem over there on the right-hand side, right over here, payroll budget, $212 million a year. That's a monstrous payroll budget. We've brought their payroll down a little bit. We're only spending now $197 million. So I mean, I guess we've done a little bit of housekeeping. I'll look at that in a moment. But we still have a transfer budget of $31 million. So if we want to go out and get some more players, we can obviously do that. They've given us the permission. They've given us the transfer money. They've given us the payroll budget to do whatever we want. So on one hand, it's good. On the other hand, we don't want to see a venerable club like this go out of business. I mean, they probably won't. I'm sure their owner is like mega rich and he'll just drop a ton of money in here. But here's the thing, if the owner's dropping a ton of cash, he's going to be looking for a ton of results, and that'll put more pressure on us, and that'll just lead to us being more likely to get fired. So I'm going to be a little judicious. I'm going to be cutting down the roster, going to be bringing in young players, and that's going to be my philosophy with the Spurs. I don't know if you're a fan of the Spurs. I don't know if you'll want to see that, an infusion of youth and a building of the club. You might want to see us just spend, bring in the big names, all that kind of stuff. But hopefully, as I explain my philosophy a little bit more, it'll make some sense. So we're going to look at the board next. Job security is, of course, stable because we just got here, so we're at 50%. And let's look at the board confidence. So competitions, what do they want here? They're satisfied currently. I guess we'll take a look at what they want from the competitions later. Club issues. All right, club stature. They want the stature to rise. Payroll budget, we're looking pretty confident. Job value, our job value is low. It would not cost much money to terminate your contract. I'll look at the contract in a minute. But, so our security is kind of low there. They want us to play possession soccer and also attacking soccer. That's fine. I can do that. I don't mind playing possession and attacking. We can do both of those at the same time. They want us to make high-profile signings, but they also want us to have first-team youngster signings and develop players using the club's youth system. So I'm going to try to get rid of the high-profile signings thing at the first opportunity because I want to bring in signing the first-team youngsters and develop players using the club's youth system. Say that one time fast. And I think the big reason for that is that we've already got some pretty high-profile players, so I don't know that there's a need to bring in more. How many superstars can you have on one team? I think there is such a thing as having too many superstars on one team. Not everybody can be, the 92 U.S. Olympic basketball team where you got, Magic Johnson and Michael Jordan and Larry Bird and everybody else on the same team. You need some players who are going to be there and who are going to grow and who are going to do the dirty job so that the superstars can go do their thing. So, that's going to be part of my philosophy is look for players who can fit the system and grow into their positions rather than just plop in a new superstar who's going to have all kinds of demands, who's going to want the ball, who's going to want to be the focus of the offense when we've already got guys that we want to be the focus of the team. All right, club-wise, we just looked over these guys. They are 4.5-star worldwide reputation. This is far and away the biggest club I've ever managed. I mean, if I get like a 3.5-star club, that's pretty good for when I start managing teams. So getting a 4.5-star club, one of the most prestigious clubs in England and possibly in the world. So we're looking pretty good. Rich finances. They're currently Euro Cup continental competition, so that's something new as well. Getting a continental competition. We haven't had that yet with the Wolves. And we mentioned their rivalry with Chelsea. Who was the other team? I've already forgot. History, background. Arsenal and Chelsea. That should be easy to remember because those two are rivals. So you just throw the Spurs in there with them. It's going to take me a while to figure this out. Anyway, we're looking good. We're looking like one of the best teams, or we should be one of the best teams in the world. And hopefully we can get there by the end of the season because right now, let's take a look at the competitions. 21 games in, so we're at our mid-season update here. 21 games in, we are in 10th place. 10 wins, 3 draws, 8 losses. Goal differential plus 12. That's very positive. And 33 points overall. And if you look up here in 6th place, who are that? The Wolves. So, if I can just do as good a job with the Wolves as I did as good a job with the Spurs, I want to call them the Spurs, the San Antonio Spurs. If I do as good a job with Tottenham as I did with Wolves, then, they should be able to finish in this top group, which is what we're looking for. So, they want us to qualify for the European Championship. How does one go about qualifying for the European Championship? Let's go to the rules. Continental qualification. Top 3 teams qualify for the European Championship. 4th position qualifies for European Championship Cup. So we got to finish minimum 4th place. That's what we're looking for. I got a stinking feeling that if we don't do that this season, we're going to get fired. I'm pretty sure that's going to happen because that's the kind of club we're at. Don't meet the expectations, you're out. There's 10 guys at the front door waiting for your job. So this is the highest pressure job we've ever been in. It's going to be an interesting second half of the season, especially if I'm expected to do it with a bunch of youngsters. And that's, that's how I'm going to try to do it. We'll see if it works out. I don't know. It'll be fun trying at any rate. All right. Transfers. Let's look at transfers. As you can see, early in the season, well, actually, no. As you can see here, this is a bunch of coaches. These are a bunch of coaches I'm trying to hire because I think I missed an email somewhere and like they fired every coach or every coach just left. One of the two, I don't know which. But we ain't got no coaches. Like we're right now we're leaning on our under 23 coaching staff to do all of our coaching, and our players are actually quite upset about that. Pretty much every one of them is upset at training right now because they're saying, "Hey, what's the deal? We ain't got no coaches." So we went out. We've got one fitness coach is the only guy we've actually been able to fire. Fernando Fernandez, pretty decent fitness coach. 3.5-star dude. But we got to hire a lot more dudes than that, and that's what you see represented here with all these incoming players here. Not incoming players, incoming coaches. Let's look at the transfer history. So the last transfer in was James McCarthy from Wolves, which I mentioned a couple of episodes back, saying it'll be funny if they buy this guy away from me and then I go be his coach. So, I don't think that was a very good. Looking at their roster, I don't think this was a very good move. I don't know why they went out and got James McCarthy. He's old. I mean, he's good player for the Wolves, but I don't think he fit anywhere in this Tottenham lineup. So we'll look at that in a minute. But I think that's one of the reasons why the previous coach may have gotten let go, because he brought in a bunch of guys who just all played the same position. And I think that's the kiss of death for these kind of teams. Now, outgoing is where I'm doing most of my work. Right now, I didn't let go. I sold Domenico Berardi to Madrid for $11.5 million. Could be a total of $16.75 million, which is probably letting him off cheap. I don't know what he's worth. He's valued at $43 million, so we let him off real cheap. But I'm trying to get rid of a lot of these guys. The squad was too big, too unruly in terms of payroll. So just looking at who's the highest payroll non-starters, trying to get rid of those dudes. So that's why in the transfer window here we got next out is Luis Enrique, 22-year-old Brazilian. He was a guy. I didn't get rid of this guy. He was on the transfer when I got here. He's a young guy, only 22 years old, but he's not that great. He's only a 2.5-star prospect. He's not going to get any better. 8 pros, 5 cons. He's pretty good. Ability to strike the ball makes him a good finisher, but he's not really good enough to take this club anywhere. So getting rid of him is fine. Now, the one guy I have gotten rid of, Victor Wanyama, he's pretty good as well. His physical's really good, valued only at $11.5 million, making $5.3 million a year. But again, he was another guy, 2.5-star guy at $5 million. That's too much money. Get him out of here. He's a decent player. But we got 10 guys who play midfield / defensive midfielder. So we don't need him. Get him out of here. All right. So who am I looking at? Who am I looking to bring in? If I'm going to let go of all these players, I got to bring some players in. Well, I'm doing a lot of scouting. But the first place I decided to look was they said bring up youngsters from your academies and stuff. So we're looking at the under 18s. Who do we got here? We got Horace Gill. 16-year-old Jamaican is really our best prospect, but we're not going to be playing any 16-year-olds, especially 1.5-star guys. So he's got a couple of years left to ruminate. So the under 18s are kind of bereft, kind of disappointed in this crop of players, if I'm honest. So let's look at the under 23s. We got some decent players here in the under 23s. Gustavo Cepeda, midfielder, attacking midfielder. 18 years old. He's already 2.5 stars. Got 4-star potential. This guy needs to be playing. We need to get this guy, recall him from loan, get him in there. Sebastian Gonzalez, another guy, 2 stars. 19 years old, Argentinian, 4-star prospect. Physical's off the charts. Mental's pretty good. Technicals is where he's lacking, but he's got some technicals that are pretty decent. First touch, free kick, passing, technique. So this is another guy. He's an international player for Argentina. We need to get him in and get him playing. And then finally, Antonio Volpe, defender, 2.5 stars, 3.5-star potential, only 19 years old, Italian. Another guy, he's pretty good. He's very determined. Positioning is very good. Marking is very good. Heading, tackling is all right. It's another guy. We got to get him in. We got to develop these young players. And yeah, we got to start bringing some of these guys back from loan and getting them in there. The guys with the high potential, because a 4-star, 4.5-star guys is what we're looking for to bring in from the bench. So as soon as we sell off a couple of guys and make some room in the lineup, we're going to be bringing these dudes back from loan and doing what we can with the roster. But in the meantime, here is our roster. We got Hugo Lloris as our goalkeeper. He's pretty good. 4-star player. Handling, one-on-ones, reflexes, 18. Like, this guy is really good. 34-year-old Frenchman. Pretty good. Pretty good. Defense is where we're lacking a little bit. A lot of 2.5-star guys sitting there on the back line. Not real happy about that. Callum Chambers, 25-year-old English. He's got good stats. I mean, he's definitely a capable defender. He's just not going to really knock anybody's socks off. He's not playing any, European championship level defense. So we got to improve there at the right back. Central defense, Cameron Carter-Vickers, American, 23 years old. And my other save that I'm playing off camera, it's my MLS save. I'm the American coach, the national coach. And I've got this guy starting in my central defense for the U.S. national team. So he's a pretty good player. He's a solid player, an international. He's got 5 caps in this save. But at 23 years old, he ain't getting any better. I mean, he might move up to a 3-star guy, but probably not. His marking is very good. Tackling is pretty good. So, he's a serviceable dude, but I don't know that he's playing championship level. Now, a guy I am excited about here, Toby Alderweireld. Alderweireld? I don't know how to pronounce that. Toby. 31-year-old Belgian. He's a very good player, 4 stars. But at 31 years old, he's a little bit old. So we got to look to start replacing this guy. He's also only 6'1", even though he's got pretty good jumping reach. But everything other than that is very good. Tackling, marking, leadership, teamwork, all that kind of stuff. Good player. And then out at the left wing, we got a Welshman, Ben Davies, 27 years old. I like the looks of this guy. He's got good crossing. He's a guy who can get up and down that left wing. Get on the attack for us, because I like to send our fullbacks in attack every once in a while. Again, this guy is a very serviceable dude. He's got the potential to be a 3-star player, and that's pretty much where he's at. So he's reached his peak, 27 years old. If we can find a replacement for this guy, we should do it. Instead of going out and buying more left and right wingers and more central midfielders, which we already have a bunch of those, we need to focus on defense. We need to focus on getting players who can stop us at the back so that we can go forward with the talented players we've already got. Now, in the midfield, we're looking pretty good. Eric Dyer, 27-year-old Englishman. Very good player. 4 stars. looking good. You probably know this guy. 65 caps for England. I'm sure that he's somebody that everybody should know. Very good player. Outstanding. Midfield is really where we're strongest. Dele Alli, another famous dude, 24 years old, valued at 44.5 million. He's a guy in real life got signed for a huge number. What did he get signed for here? Do we know? Yes, Tottenham got him for 7 million, which I don't think that's how it happened in real life. But maybe it did. I don't know. 2014-15, 7.75 million. I'm not sure that's how it happened. I thought this guy got sold for like $70 million. Maybe I'm thinking of somebody else. But anyway, he's a really good player. I mean, look at this guy. Off the charts. Green stats everywhere. 15s and 16s. Everywhere you look. This guy's an outstanding player. Only 24 years old. He's one of the guys we're going to build the team around. Outstanding player. Joshua Onama. He's another guy, pretty good. He's only a 3-star player, but he's got, pretty good stats. So he's at least a guy who can play for us right now until some of our younger players, surpass him. He's 23 years old, so he's not getting any better. He's valued at 17 million. He's only making 3.7 million. So he's fine, stopgap dude. Felipe Anderson is one of our wingers, 27-year-old Brazilian. Another good player. He's got some holes in his game in terms of strength and jumping reach and stuff like that, but he's pretty good all around. Fairly replaceable, as is El Shari. He's another replaceable dude. He's got good pace, good technical stats, but he's only a 3-star player. So any 3-star player on the roster is replaceable. And then finally, we have our superstar striker, Harry Kane. Even I've heard of this guy, 27-year-old Englishman, 17 finishing, 17 fitness, 6'3". This guy's got everything you need, 16 penalty taking. This guy should be scoring, 30, 40 goals a season, so hopefully we can get him in there and put him in position to be a success. Now the question is, are we going to run the diamond with these guys? That is a distinct possibility. I would love to put Harry Kane up with a strike partner. I think he'd be unstoppable. If we could put him up there with somebody else, because he's an advanced forward, if we can put him up there with like a target man or a deep lying playmaker or something like that, defensive forward, somebody who can get him the ball, that would be outstanding, as well as having an advanced playmaker right in the center of the field. But for now, our wingers are our best players. We don't really have a great advanced playmaker. Maybe Christian Eriksen could be that guy coming off the bench. 28 years old, making $10 million. I don't know about this guy. He's pretty good. 98 caps internationally. So maybe we should give this guy a shot at that position. But we don't currently right now have a strike partner for Harry Kane. El Shari is a possibility. He's inside forward, which is, what I want to play down here, especially with Davies. We can send him on the attack. But I don't know. It's in flux right now. So we're going to play this first match with the wide formation, see how that goes. And if we don't play too well using this formation, we'll switch to the diamond and go from there. Let's see, is there anything else we need to look at? Oh yeah, I was going to look at the contract. My contract, it expires in 2024, so it's a 3-year deal, 3.75 million, which is, significant pay raise. I think we were making 2 with the Wolves, so that's pretty good. Nearly doubled our salary. We get 375,000 if we win the Euro Cup, which if you look at our competitions, we are currently in the knockout stage, first leg of the knockout stage. We're going to be playing Malmo, which is a Swedish team. We should be able to beat these guys, I would assume. Swedish Premier Division, not exactly the cream of the crop. But yeah, board expectation there is to reach the semifinals, so hopefully we can do that in the Euro Cup. And then focus on the Premier League, make it to one of these top 4 positions. We're going to have to beat out a couple of our rivals. Chelsea's up there, Arsenal also up there, so it's going to be difficult. Man City, Man United, Liverpool, all the usuals, and the Wolves right behind them. So we're going to have to beat up our old team as well. All right, there we go. Match preview. Let's go. Tottenham, Everton is our first matchup, so that's a big game. They're going with the 4-4-1-1, so they're going to be playing a little conservative. They don't quite know what to make of this new coach. We shall see. Instructions. How are we looking on the instructions? I haven't looked at this in a while. Closing down and marking they're only accomplished. So this could be a pretty decent pressing team as a possibility. Let's try to close down more and tightly mark and see how they like that. Closing down, yes. Marking, no. Okay. So we improved that a little bit. Closing down is up there. Marking is not. So I guess we'll leave it at that. Yeah. We'll be pretty hands off. Let these guys flow and do their thing and just feel them out before we start hampering them with too many instructions. All right. Submit that team, and here we go. Very first game with the Spurs. White Hart Lane. It's, something you see on television quite a bit. They play in the match of the day quite a bit. One of the bigger teams. Should be fun. You're about to take charge of your first match as Tottenham head coach. Can you sum up your feelings on the occasion? It's a special day. I can't wait to get started. Both teams came into this spell on poor form. Good opportunity to arrest your recent struggles. It's a great opportunity to shake off our malaise. There's lots of good words going on here. Let's see. Gordon Kennedy from BBC5 Radio, enthusiastic and friendly, asks, it's not the best weather out there today. How do you think the conditions will affect your performance? And my players can adapt. They're computer dudes. They don't care about the weather. Let's see. He also asks, your decision to drop Kyle Walker has caused a bit of a stir. Why have you left him out? Who's Kyle Walker? Is that a good answer? I'm privileged to have a squad with fantastic depth. Yada. Yada. Callum Chambers comes into the team. What's the thinking behind that? Who is Callum Chambers again? I don't know. Did I bring this guy in? I didn't bring this guy in. He trained well and deserved an effort, I guess. All right, how much of a boost is his Idris Guerre's absence? I don't know. I'm focusing on what I can do. Get out of here. I'm done with these questions. All right, so let's close down on their advanced players. Not never, but always. All right, I'm a little bit nervous, a little bit eager. Let's see. Vieira, let's close down on him. He looks like he's coming forward. And Redmond also appears to be moving forward. We'll cover the wings, and then we'll take it from there. Passionate. We're the favorites, so go out and impress me. Nobody cares about that. All right, so I'm excited. We're playing against some of the biggest players I've ever played with. The most talented players I've ever had on a team. Dele Alli and Harry Kane, world-class players. Let's see how we can do with these guys. We are in the black. Interesting. I thought their uniforms were blue, but these must be their special uniforms. Here's Harry Kane, offsides. There he is with the ball. Gets it forward to El Shaarawy. Back to Kane. Looking, Uma. Nice shot. I'm going to have to learn these names. This is all something new. Usually I take care of this kind of stuff in the preseason. I get to learn the names, but this is the first game. Haven't played a game with these guys yet. Here's El Shaarawy. On the corner kick, but Blanco, I almost called him Beyonce. Blanco is there. All right, our ratings look all right. 6.8, 6.7s. 12 minutes down. Nothing exciting really happening. Again, this is feeling out stage. Here's Chambers with the throw in. Gets it to Kane. Has to head it back. There's Kane just taking a shot. All right. You're supposed to work it into the box, but, I guess Kane's going to do what Kane's going to do. Here we go. Here's the counterattack. El Shaarawy gets it up to Kane. This is why I'd like to give him a strike partner. There should be somebody streaking down the center. He's got nobody to pass to. Has to pass it back to El Shaarawy. Deer comes up from the midfield, and there's Harry Kane on the rebound. That's what I'm talking about. 12th goal of the season. I don't know what the goalkeeper was doing. He must have got faked out by one of those shots. Let's take a look at the replay. Yeah, Dyer. He dove at Dyer's shot, and then there's just an open goal for Kane. So, looking pretty good. Harry Kane. Speaking of looking pretty good, on the background here, we got the USA international soccer going on. It's a huge matchup. They're trying to qualify for the World Cups, playing against Panama, so, I'm a little distracted here. Oh, there's El Shaarawy getting roughed up by Redmond. Oh, there's a bad clearance. Goes to Anderson. Misses an open goal, but that was a nice shot. So this is pretty good. First game, we're up a goal, 30 minutes in. Harry Kane running downfield. I do really like the idea of a diamond formation with these guys, though. I think if we go out and get a strike partner for Kane, that would be, fairly unstoppable. There's Lyon, the equalizer. But as you can see, first order of business is that defense. It's just not up to standards. Redmond just crosses it right in front of our left back. Lyon with the easy chip shot. I would have hoped that our goalkeeper could have, been a better backstop than that, but there's only so much you can ask your goalkeeper to do. Also, the defensive midfielder needs to make a few more plays. Maybe we need to get a little bit more aggressive, get stuck in, something like that. We'll see for right now. Central defense, they're just going right around us. Nice stop by Loris. Right now, they're just going right around the defense. If that happens on your back line, there's not a lot you can do. You just got to score a ton of goals. And that's no way to have consistent success. There's Davies on the outside, getting to El Shaarawy to Kane. Ooh, just wide. The goalkeeper tipped it just wide. Looking up, seeing a lot of fouls on the television set here. Here's Felipe Anderson, near side corner. Nobody there to receive it, but Kane tracks it down. Back into Anderson. Defense is there again. Here's Everton on the counterattack. See if we can get a steal here, buddies. Come on, let's play some defense. All right, 38 minutes down. Looks like we're going to go into half 1-1, possibly. Here's Vieira on the far side corner for Everton. Headed it out of there. Kane has to track back. See if we can start a counterattack. Del Ali. El Shaarawy gets it forward for Davies, the fullback rushing forward. Can he center it? He does. Across the... Ooh, Felipe Anderson stonewalled. Right on the doorstep. I thought that was a sure goal. But again, that's where I'd love to have another striker up there to finish that off. Here's Blanco grabbing another corner out of the air. So our set pieces haven't been that great, but that's kind of to be expected. I haven't set anything new up with these guys, so they're just running the basic plays. Alright, we're looking okay. Felipe Anderson, our inside forward, should be playing much, much better. 6.5 rating is really substandard there, really below par. But of course, Harry Kane looking good. Eric Dyer looking very good. So, at the top and the bottom of our formation, at the diamond, we're looking okay. Well, we're not playing a diamond. But I mean, you know, in the larger context, it is kind of an inverted diamond. So I guess you could say that. But I guess I really just want to play a diamond formation, so I should have done that. Anyway, we can still win this one. Keep going. Let's go. No new instructions. Let's just let the players play and see what they can do. Davies has been getting downfield pretty well. I'm happy with what he's been doing at fullback. El Shari needs to play better. He needs to play a lot better. Let's pass it there, buddy, instead of just getting crushed. Maybe he doesn't have the strength to play that inside forward role. So maybe we should play him at striker so he's got a little bit more freedom of movement. Gets it up to Kane. Kane heads it on. He's got nobody there to head it on to, but look at that play. One-on-one with the goalkeeper. Oh, come on. He's a one-man wrecking crew up there. 13th goal of the season. We're already seeing some production from our superstar. That's what it's all about. There we go. There's Kane. Sidnell just sort of drops the ball, and Kane, easy finish right past the goalkeeper. No chance. All right, so 2-1. Let's see if we can hold this lead. Here's Vieira. The corner kick. Loris. Very nice move. I'm going to take a drink of tea here. Clear up the throat. So, yeah, the U.S. national team on the screen behind me, they're playing really well. Very excited. Playing in Orlando, which is, you know, they got a great new stadium down there in Orlando, so the crowd is rocking as well. All right, there's a missed opportunity on the offensive end. Here's a counterattack by Everton, but Dyer cleans it up. That's what you got to see from your defensive midfielder. Like, why go out and buy my defensive midfielder from Wolves when you got Eric Dyer? I don't get it. I mean, as a backup, I guess he's fine, but they already had 3 backups. So why spend $4 million on a 30-year-old guy you're not going to use? I don't get it. All right, here we go. Free kick. Anderson sends it in. Del Ali cannot get there. Unama sends it out to Anderson. Saves it at the touchline. Nope. Is that the touchline? I don't know if that's the touchline. The back line? I don't know. I'm still learning this dang old game after a couple of years. There's Del Ali. Onama. There's Kane. See if he can make a play. Nobody to pass it to. Anderson. Terrible pass. I mean, these wingers are not making a case for themselves. They've been messing up. Poor ratings. 55 minutes in. I think at 60 minutes I'll start making some subs. There's some terrible defense on the back line. Morgan Schneiderlin with the goal. Does Redmond get the assist? Takes it all the way to the back line, chips it back. The fence is running all directions, and that's could be considered an own goal. He knocks it back into his own man. All right, here we go. There's Vieira, another corner kick. Del Ali heads it out. Coleman back into Vieira. Come on, boys, let's stop him. Where's that defensive midfielder? We need his presence back there. All right, we're getting close to the 60-minute mark. I'm going to look to make some subs. Here's Vieira again with the free kick. All right. All right. Anderson. Not playing good. El Shari. 6.8. He's improved himself, but he's looking nervous. And then the defense is just atrocious. All right. Vajkovic. Pretty good. He's all right, I suppose. But our defense, I mean, I guess right fullback we could use some better play. He's got 6.6 rating. So we'll make that change on the back. And then who do we got? Matias Pereira, 24-year-old Brazilian. We'll bring him in for Anderson. See what he can do. What's he good at? He's another inside forward. Support. El Shari, let's move you back out to winger. Bring Ben Davis. We'll send you back to support. Maybe could we send our new guy on attack? Kyle Walker. Yeah, he's an attacker. So we'll flip-flop the offense. We'll send the inside forward and the attacking fullback on the right-hand side. So that should be a good combination out there. El Shari's getting manhandled when he goes down in the middle, so we might as well keep him on the outside and see what he can do out there. All right, 63 minutes in. We've made our first change. Maybe we should like try a possession style. I mean, that's kind of what we're supposed to be playing, right? That's what we agreed to. There's Del Ali. Get it out there. Vieira, we got to do something about that character. Oh, Walker. Nice play. The substitute coming in, making a good defensive play on the back line. Harry Kane can't get to the ball. Ugh, defense. Come on. Redmond sends it in. Fossum just heads it right over the goal. But again, our defense is just standing around on the back line. Not particularly marking anybody very successfully. Here we go. Matthias with the free kick to Della Ali. Back out to Walker. Walker. No. Can't get by the defender. Schneiderlin. We got to keep an eye on that guy. Redmond sends it down. Walker's all over the place. That's good. I think we might need to play a little bit. Yeah, let's switch to control. Let's close down. Get the ball to Harry Kane. You know, play a little high pressure system. Here's Onuma on the counter attack. Gets it to Kane. Kane splits two defenders, then hits the post. Excellent play. I mean, we just got to get the ball to that guy and let him score. It's all about putting him in position to be a success. Drag this team along with him. All right, so the control system right now is just chewing time up off the clock. Here's Davies with the throw-in to El Shari. Gets it downfield to Kane. See if I don't want him receiving the pass that far out from the goal. We want him closer to goal. There we go. No. Tried to force it into him, got it stolen. Oh, there was a almost disastrous back pass there. Kane waiting. I mean, we could move him to complete forward, maybe. That would make it a little different. Here's El Shari on the outside. Gets it to Kane. Ooh. I expect him to score with every shot, honestly. But I guess that's not reasonable. Like, if he gets clear, it should be a goal, but I guess he only has 17 finishing, right? Come on, it's not like he's got 20 finishing or anything like that. All right, so we just boot the ball away. High pressure system could lead, you know, the back line susceptible to some counterattacks. But at this point, we need to control the ball and just keep them from doing this, working their way past the defensive midfielder into the defense. But hopefully we can keep them back a little bit and let them shoot shots like that. Our goalkeeper should be able to stop those 9 out of 10 times, or 10 out of 10 times. All right, we got one more sub available. 2 minutes of extra time. It looks like we're not going to use that third sub. We're going to let these guys play it out. Del Ali is getting pretty tired. 15 seconds left. Looks like we're going to end up with a 2-2 draw with Everton. Unless El Shari makes something happen here. Nope. 10 seconds to go. They boot it downfield. Nobody in vicinity. That's probably going to end it. There it is. 2-2 draw for our first match. Probably not that great, but unacceptable. We should have won that match. That's fine. Where is Everton in the... oh, man, they're down in 18th place. That's not going to go over well. All right, so there we go. Here's our first match at Spurs. You know, he had a rough 5-game stretch here. That probably cost him his job. Now, who do we got coming up? We got Newcastle, Chelsea, Southampton, West Ham, Derby, and then the Euro Cup. So we got some important games coming up. Maybe we'll show the Euro Cup. That could be fun. See how the roster has changed since, by then. Got several television games coming up, including Chelsea. That's going to be a huge one. It'll be pretty big if we beat our rivals. I don't know how much stock the game puts into rivalries. The board doesn't mention anything about like beating your rivals. So I don't think we have a cup game against them. You know what I'm saying? Like in the MLS, there are all kinds of special cup games, like rivalry games that have a trophy associated with them. I don't think we have much of that. I mean, we got the English Community Shield, which is against Man United, I suppose. No, it's got other teams in there. So I don't know what the English Community Shield is. But it's not like in the MLS where this would be like, it'd be like our game versus Arsenal would have a trophy attached to it, or a game versus Chelsea would have a trophy attached to it. And the board might say, hey, we want you to beat these guys and win that trophy. But usually they don't care too much about those trophies, but occasionally they do, especially if you haven't won it in a few years. But that doesn't look to be the case here. So anyway, neither here nor there. Let's just end this before I start rambling about something else that is unimportant. So, all right, go USA, go Spurs. Until next time, we'll see you later. Bye-bye.